right, guys, welcome to this epic episode of the Bob Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Rob. Of course, I'm here joined by, from PopBreak.com, the Anti-Smark, Mr. Matt Wittes. What up, Matt? How are you, bro?
Hey, yo, let's go.
Of course, the Vac Attack is back. Jack, the Human Wrestling Encyclopedia himself. Mr. Michael Vagano, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Chilling, man. Just great episode today. We're beyond stoked to talk to one of the all-time greats. Real quick, you guys grew up, watching Jake the Snake. What did his career mean to you? What does it mean to you guys to get to talk to him?
This is sort of like, one of those like mini dreams, something like that. It's like getting to meet someone from your childhood who you grew up watching, and you're like, oh my god, you were glued to the screen, everything like that. And Jake really was one of the all-time greats, and this is just, he is one of the all-time greats.
Absolutely.
And this is just a treat. Can't really say anything better than that.
Matt, any thoughts?
Everything Jake Roberts did, every one of his feuds were memorable. That's what he brought to every show. And I got to tell you, right now, I am more excited to talk to him now than when I went to a KB toy store 30 years ago to get his autograph. That's what today is.
That's awesome. We all got big smiles on our face. Of course, we're here to talk about the Dirty Details Tour coming to Starland Ballroom April 4th, WrestleMania week. It's going to be a great event. I hope to see you all there. It's going to be awesome. And guys, without further ado, our interview with Jake the Snake Roberts. All right, guys, back here with the boys on the Bob Culture Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, in anticipation of his Dirty Details Tour coming back to Starland Ballroom April 4th, get your tickets now at starlandballroom.com. Guys, we are beyond honored to be joined by the iconic marquee WWE Hall of Famer and master of the DDT. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the all-time greats, Mr. Jake the Snake Roberts. Mr. Roberts, thank you so much for a few minutes. How are you, man?
Oh, thanks for that intro. My God, if I'd known I was that good, I'd charge you guys for this interview.
Yeah. Yeah, man, we appreciate it. How are you?
I'm doing really, really good, man. You reach a point sometimes in life, man, you think you got everything you want, and you realize you don't have anything.
Gotcha.
But at this point in my life, I've got just about everything I want, and so grateful that I lived long enough to get it.
That's awesome, man. Real quick, we got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
But fans will definitely have the opportunity to have a little bit of a Q&A with you at the Dirty Details Tour coming to Starland Ballroom in our area. WrestleMania week, that's a great time. The reviews have been coming in so far. We've seen a lot of positive reviews. There's a comedy aspect of the show. We're super excited for it, and we want to see a lot of you guys there, of course. How did this idea come about? And it, from the name Dirty Details, it sounds like it's a bit of a tell-all thing. How did this all happen?
Well, the way it started out was I went to see Mick Foley do his comedy.
Oh, okay.
And once I seen it, I thought to myself, my God, I know I'm funnier than that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I decided I would start doing it. And at first I was a little bit, I was scared. This is a whole new thing, but
Sure.
But confident in the fact that I could tell a story. So, what I'm doing is not really comedy. I'm just going out and reliving the moments that I've had through my career and the funny stuff that happened, the crazy stuff, and a lot of crazy stuff happened, trust me, when you carry around a 12, 15-foot snake with you all the time. There's going to be things that happen.
Oh, yeah.
But then the Dirty Details thing came up with, what I talk about is, risque, man. It's definitely more than rated R.
Ah.
It's closer to X than it is R. But, because that's just what happens when you put, 15, 20 guys in a room.
Yeah.
A bunch of wrestlers. There's not many excuse me's happen, In fact, I don't think any of them ever happened. But anyway, but the Dirty Details thing, man, is just giving you the nuts and bolts of what was going on behind the scenes, and maybe in the match or after a show. You might went to, say, one of those gentlemen's clubs or something, and things happen in there too, and this is what it's all about, man. It's a lot of fun. Talk about a lot of guys, and I've checked the statute of limitations on most of them, and we're good.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely be there. Hopefully, we get to shake your hand, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. We got a couple questions about the times in the ring.
Sure.
All right, Jake, how you doing? Everything you did was special. all these feuds with, Ricky Steamboat, Rick Rude, Sting, and through the years, you hear Randy wanted to work with Shawn Michaels and never happened. Undertaker and Sting never happened. Is there anybody that you would have liked to have worked with, and you feel like you missed the boat or want to go back to and do again?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would like to work with Steve Austin for a period of time. I think Steve and I had a natural thing. I was the only guy pushing Steve whenever he first came up there. The ringmaster thing was a joke. He didn't need somebody talking for him. That's what DiBiase was for, the mouthpiece. Well, nobody ever said DiBiase was a great mouthpiece. But anyway, that's who he had. But they just had to get into the real Steve Austin. And once they got to that, there was your character. Steve Austin's a character, walking down the street is a character.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be dressed up or somebody tag him with a tagline or something. He doesn't need all that. He is a character. But I would have liked to work with Steve, and with today's talent, I would have loved to work with Bray Wyatt.
Wow.
I think we could have done a lot. I put an open challenge out there for Bray for WrestleMania. He has not answered it yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I challenged him to a stripper's pole match.
Nice.
Something different. You can just imagine what would happen during this show.
Yeah, that's great.
You were one of the first heels in that time to be cheered by the fans, and they turned you face because you were becoming so popular. People loved your persona. It was just so cool and unique. You were very quiet and intense. Did you enjoy becoming one of the most popular guys in WWE at the time, or would you prefer to stay heel because you were very your character was very much an anti-hero? I just didn't know.
Yeah. Well, for me, the character is for the fans to enjoy, okay? If they label it babyface or heel, I don't really care. I do what I do, and I do it the same. I'm not one of those guys that changes his whole persona just because he's been turned, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see some guys, Lex Luger was probably the worst. That he'd go to the ring one week, all snarly and ugly and everything. The next week he's running down giving high fives to somebody. But my God, are you serious? You've changed your whole being.
Right.
And for me, it was just going out and doing what I do and let the fans go where they want to with it. Which that cost me a lot of money. It cost me a lot of money because when they started chanting DDT and Hogan was laying down there and couldn't get up, that wasn't a good thing. Because Vince did not want to split the marketing up. They spent all that money on Hogan, and that was a tough nail to chew on, man. Because we only wrestled each other twice, sold out both places, turned people away. But bottom line is, Vince did not want people chanting DDT. He wanted them chanting Hogan. And
interesting. Yeah.
If it's your boat, you can save it any way, any direction you want, and he did. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
You mentioned how you helped out Steve Austin. You mentioned Bray Wyatt liking to work with him. Back in their WCW days, Raven and DDP, in their promos, they mentioned you and the influence you had on them. Anybody that you think you could help out now? Anybody you see struggling that could use a snake bite?
Yeah, I was approached by Bob Orton to help his kid.
No way.
And, I just never got the opportunity to. I did reach out and offered to help the WWE, but they weren't interested in it. I guess sometimes, man, you can burn bridges down. Whether you meant to or not, just by the way you are. And my problem is I speak what I think. And to me, that's what makes a man. But it doesn't make a successful man. That's the problem. I didn't think about that. If I'd learned how to fillet someone's rear end, I'd have probably made a whole lot more money. But, at the end of the day, man, I got to look in that mirror and be happy about who I was and what I did. And if I separate the ring from out of the ring, I can be very happy with what I did in the ring. Very, very happy. There's nobody out there that can come close to what I did. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
I went from storyline to storyline, whether it was with Bad News Brown or with Earthquake or Rick Rude. You know, Rick the model Martel. You know, it didn't matter, man. I made money with everybody. You know, and nobody else can do that. Nobody else has done that.
No, that's and very well said. That's very interesting.
And you may not have had any direct influence on Randy Orton, but those of us who watch him in the ring, he's definitely seen some tape. He's definitely got a lot of Snake out there.
Oh yeah. Randy knows where to steal his good stuff from.
Yeah.
That's what makes a great wrestler. You got to know where to steal your good stuff from, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it, man. I mean, I've been helping guys up my career because for me, it's all about the show. It's not about me. It's about the show.
Yeah.
And if I can make the show better by going over here and helping this guy or helping that guy, then the show gets better and we all make money. You know, and a lot of guys are very selfish. They don't want to help anybody. In fact, they go out of their way to screw somebody because they're afraid they're getting past them. Well, I never doubted my strengths. I never doubted my character. I never doubted my ability. Most guys do, and they should. Some of them really should. But,
yeah.
you know, damn, some of them don't have a clue. But my thing was helping people, man. I mean, go way back, and you know, the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
I made the Road Warriors. You know, they were getting beat every night by Buzz and Brett Sawyer, for Christ's sake. You know, and here's 257 guys beating these monsters. Every night they beat them. 2 out of 3 falls, beat them every damn night. Well, I took them and turned them and made money with them. You know, and made stars out of them. And of course, they went on to do a lot of great things. You know, with Paul Ellering in their pocket. Paul Ellering was the rudder of that ship. You know, he was the quiet guy that stilled the waters for him. Because those two nuts, man, they blow up on you and you didn't know which way to run. But Ellering had that calming influence on them, you know, and that's just what it was, man. Whether it was him or whether it was Shawn Michaels, that helped Shawn a lot. My God. I've been around Shawn a long time, man, and there's some old tape out there showing around. I know I've seen it on WWE 24, man, of one of Shawn's first matches where I wrestled him, and it was pretty embarrassing to Shawn, I'll tell you that.
Already telling it like it is. You got us laughing over here. All right, I'm excited for this show. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be a great show, and you know, it's scheduled for a little over an hour. Don't be surprised if it goes 2 hours, because I get out there, I'm having a good time. I'm not shutting up. I'm going to do what I want to do. It's my damn show.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
You know? They can't drag my ass off the stage.
That's
no
all.
way.
That's right. You're running the show. I wanted to ask you, Jake, or Mr. Roberts, my personal favorite moments in your career, obviously the very genuine reactions to some of the snakes. You had the obviously memorable Macho Man Cobra moment, guys like Andre the Giant and Kamala running away. Then when you came back to Old School Raw, that one episode when you put the snake on Dean Ambrose, you notice when the camera pans in, he has almost this awkward smile on his face. I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's trying to, you know, maybe he's uncomfortable, this and that. Sure enough, we find out that he's marking it out because he is thrilled to have Jake the Snake Roberts' snake on his face. What was that like for you? And tell us about some of these like genuine non-scripted reactions. I always thought that was very interesting.
The thing with Old School Raw was I put the snake on him, and of course CM Punk, who
right.
He gained a lot with me that night because CM Punk was height of his thing, and when that moment came up, he went over and sat down on a rope and got still and allowed me to take the stage and take that moment. But as I put the snake on Ambrose, CM says, "Oh my God, he just shit all over you."
Yeah.
And Ambrose starts fucking smiling. You know, he couldn't help it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. But I think one of my favorite moments, as far as reaction goes, is whenever Earthquake crushed the snake.
Oh,
My
yeah.
reaction going to the bag and looking in the bag and recoiling in horror and selling that moment, or being tied in the ropes whenever he's crushing the steak. My reaction there was very, very good, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm about the little things in the ring, and that's certainly the job that Andre done was by far the best. I mean, my God, for that man to go down for me, I mean, I'd never in a million years believed that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Whatever
What a
happened,
moment.
And when Bobby Heenan was beating on his chest, I know Pat Patterson went down and said, "You need to give him mouth to mouth," and Bobby said, "Fuck you, man." Can you imagine giving Andre the Giant mouth to mouth? Oh my God!
Oh, God.
Oh my God! Eat some turds, man. Go ahead, lift your breath.
Oh, man. Oh, we're already having a good time here.
Well, you've been called like the originator of the DDT, or you're one of the people who's introduced it, at least to American audiences. And it was always so feared back in this day. It always got huge pops from the crowd. You had the DDT chants. But there's so many variations of it nowadays, and some guys even just use it not as a finisher, but as like a setup move. Do you think it's overused, or do you think maybe it's just because the business has evolved so much?
Well, people get desperate. They want to do something to get a pop, because their work doesn't deserve the pops. Now they have to go to moves to get a pop. And so everybody knows that DDT is going to get you a pop, man, if you do it right.
Yeah.
But they don't get it, man. I love the fact that they're out there using it all the time, because every time they use it, what do people say? Jake Roberts did it. G can get up, man.
That's right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that must mean Jake's better than you are, because you let the guy get up.
Yes.
So thank you very much, you stupid asshole.
Oh, man. Very, very well said.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I'm looking forward to you guys coming out. I hope everybody's going to show up. Bring your memorabilia, man. I'll sign that stuff up before the show. We like to have a good time with the fans, take pictures, and we bring memorabilia for you to buy, of course. That's what we do. And
Absolutely.
I promise you're going to have a great, great time.
Hey, Jake, thank you so much for a few minutes. We'll definitely be there, Starland Ballroom, and always an honor, and thank you for always entertaining us. One of the all-time greats. Thank you, Jake, so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.